It was such an exciting day. Your book launched, and then it became a bestseller. Oh my gosh, how totally cool. But then what? Couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months went by. You watched your rankings slowly sink further and further and deeper. And now you're lucky if your book shows up with any ranking at all. And even when it does, it's not what it was. Why? You were told this was the thing, and now it's not. So let's talk about what you can do about that. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 41 books and counting. Over the course of the last over 40 years in business now, I've helped over 5,000 people in the process of writing, publishing, making their books bestseller, but most importantly, all of the marketing that goes with both your book, but more importantly, the you that you are that needs to be shared with the world. You absolutely are an authority at doing the things you do, at being you, at really doing the stuff, doing the things that make a difference in this world. You totally do that. You do it so powerfully every single solitary day. And yet, you haven't quite seen the impact that you feel like you were promised was going to happen. Why is that? Why was it that, becoming a bestseller and then putting on the cover of your book, I'm a bestseller. And then, okay, now I'm saying these things as though you totally did them. And I know some of you are like, oh, well, I didn't do that. That's a starting point. Okay. Like I said, you put bestseller on the cover of your book. And now whenever you go anywhere, you let everybody know you are the best-selling author on the subject. David, glad to have you here with us. Yeah. I appreciate you too, David. Thank you very much. So, it was supposed to be this thing. And there was a time, I was in that space. I've been in that space throughout all of this. There was a time where all you needed to do, because it was a lot harder to do, all you needed to do was have your book hit the bestseller list. Put that seal on your cover and make sure that you're using it. Now, I said that a couple of times because I know a lot of you have hit the bestseller list and then you didn't tell anybody. It became, you remained the best kept secret because the best parts of you've been keeping secret. Okay, you wrote that amazingly, incredibly cool book. It made it to bestseller. Who have you told? What are you using that for? Does your basic, your irresistible free offer that you offer to people up front, does it say, based off of my best-selling book? When you're being interviewed, when you're on stage, you're presenting a new course, you're doing a live, any of those kind of things, do you let people know, I'm the best-selling author on the subject? Okay, so that is absolutely, and I see so many people get that credential and then not use it. I always think in this case of people who got their doctorate. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a medical doctor or you've got a PhD, or like my father has a doctor of ministries. Whatever your doctorate is, you went all those years to school to become the doctor, to become the absolute pinnacle expert in that thing. And I think of that because I think of how seldom my dad really used that and how little time he did. I mean, he didn't get his doctorate until he was like 83 years old. So, and he was, basically retired by then. So there wasn't a lot that he could do to it or wanted to do really to advance his career at that point. But you got to use that credential. You are absolutely the best-selling author on the subject. You're the dude who wrote the book on it. Or, and so that's where it starts. You got to use it. You got to let the world know, Okay, you need to put onto your social media that you are a best-selling author, that you are the best-selling author on your subject. That's part of it too. Is that for a while there, we could just use the phrase best-selling author. That's like, wow, they're a best-selling author. That was enough. Okay, now we need to be more clear. We need to make sure that people know I'm the best-selling author on the subject. I'm the best-selling author on how to market your book. I'm the best selling author on how you can be an expert. That's just totally, what I'm here to do and what I do every day across all 41 books. Now, not all 41 of the books are marketing books, and that's totally fine. And people will jump in when you're doing lives and say rude things, and that's fine. They can do whatever they want to do. I know y'all saw it. That's fine. Doesn't take away from you. So that's the first thing is you've got to embrace it and then you need to share it. That's number one. Okay, but then secondly, you absolutely have to have a marketing plan for how you are going to show up in the world. Number one, how are you going to use that book? I mean, maybe you do need to position the book as your irresistible free offer, your free giveaway. It's a good place to put the book. However, there are some elements that are missing in that. There are a ton of ads for go here and get the ebook of my book for free, or go here and just pay the shipping and handling, and I will send you a copy of my print book for free. I need to watch Jurassic Park. I've seen Jurassic Park many, many times, Tim. Thanks. You absolutely need to share that with the world. You've got to let people know, right? That's the first piece of it. It's so important that you share that with the world. Okay. But in that space, I was talking about the whole, concept of, just totally giving your book for free. There's some missing pieces to that, because what credibility do you continue to bring to your book? What are people saying about it? For example, the primary piece of this is reviews. Are you consistently getting reviews? I was looking at a person's book the other day. And we won't go into all the backstory behind it. There is kind of a little rant I could go off on this person, but I won't. I choose not to. But I was looking at their book, and the problem is that their book has, I can tell from the statistics, has sold relatively well. It's ranked in the top 60 or 70,000 of all books on Amazon. There's 100 million books on Amazon. That's an accomplishment. The problem is that the SEO is set wrong on their book. So it doesn't quantify a category for the book at all. Doesn't let you know what category is this book in and why is it. It doesn't really specifically have the elements that are necessary for Amazon to really know these are the people that we should share it with. Okay, that's part of it. But then second, and even more important to that, is when you go and you look at the reviews on this person's book, the last 3 reviews are 1-star ratings. Worse than as awful as it feels every time we get a 1-star rating. Worse than it just being a 1-star rating. They really, really trash the book. One of them flat out calls the person a scam artist. Now, people are going to say things. I mean, we've even seen a couple of people make superfluous or even derogatory comments on this particular live that I've done. I'm glad they did. I appreciate that, because it demonstrates a point that, people are going to say whatever they're going to say. But when you're continually, ongoingly marketing to your people, so not the haters, not the people that just jump on and have things random that they want to say, but to really, actually, truly the people that you're meant to serve, then those 1-star ratings, yeah, they come because people are just rude sometimes, all kinds of things, but then they get buried. But when the when the last three most recent reviews of the book are, how bad it was. And then, that's bad. Okay. And if you have an ongoing review campaign to continue getting reviews built for your book, those will pass down. But when you're not, because in the case of this particular book, one of those reviews was from here in 2026. One of them was in 2025, and one of them was towards the end of 2024. And then all the other reviews are 2024 or before. So that's saying for the last 2 years, nobody has had anything good to say about your book. What does that say to the marketplace? Imagine, I was just out of town last week. And that involves things like, what are we going to have for dinner? Where should we go have dinner, right? And when you don't, we were fortunate because it was a mixed group of people from out of town and people from local. So the locals could tell us specifically, hey, yeah, you got to go to this place. It's really great. Nova, glad to have you here. Or Nova's mommy. Okay, glad to have you here. Somebody else's opinion. Somebody gave us a review. That's in that case, that's a direct manual review. But, like I got in a couple of days before the people were there. And so I was ordering food, just me in my room, figuring out what I wanted to do. What's the first thing you do? You go and you look at the reviews. What are people saying about it? When you find a restaurant, it's, the kind of food you think in your want, and the pictures look interesting and stuff like that. But then you look at the reviews and nobody said anything about the place for the last 2 years. I mean, skipping over, if people are saying bad and derogatory things. Oh, you're 8. Well, that's cool. Glad to have you here with us. Those kind of things have an impact. And then people are like, oh my gosh, maybe that's not where I want to go. And then they often are going to go someplace else. Marketing is about that. It's about controlling the narrative. There's an old saying. It's one of my pet peeves, honestly, I'll tell you that, is the age-old phrase, word of mouth marketing is the best form of marketing. I totally disagree. I completely, 100% totally disagree. Because the problem with word of mouth marketing is that, you're not controlling what's coming out of that person's mouth. If you are directing a person as to, hey, let's say these kind of things, or what 5 things did you like about what I did? That's controlled word of mouth marketing. When you say things like, if you enjoyed my book, I'd appreciate it if you went into Amazon and told the people on Amazon one thing that you really liked about the book. And if you didn't, I would love to hear directly and personally from you why you didn't like it. I'd like to learn and grow from that. You see, that's then you not soliciting reviews as much as it's you getting proper feedback from the people. And that's you listening and understanding. Reviews is huge. You need that continually ongoing signal that says this book, whether it came out last week or 25 years ago, this book is relative, it's relevant, it's real, it's what you need. And those are powerful. There are other marketing processes that we do with the book. Both the ebook and the print book. I've got things that we do on both sides of it. And you need to have a whole system in place so that you really, truly are doing the thing to make the impact, to show up. It's so easy to just allow ourselves to be the best kept secret and live in that space. And I've been there. I get it. I totally understand. But my encouragement to you today is to just do one thing today that lets people know you are the best-selling author. You are the person who wrote the book on the thing. If you'd like further help, just comment authority down in the comments, and I would gladly jump on a call with you and talk to you about what's going on with your book and what kind of things you can and should do to continue on with your exposure, your authority to be seen, to be heard, and to get paid. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for you. We, of course, do these lives every day, and I will be back again tomorrow. But until then, I hope it's as warm and sunny there as it is here, and that you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And until we're together again tomorrow, that you have a great week.